Watch me whip. Watch me make.
What's going on, guys? I'm Chris. Welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be giving you our review of Pixar's latest film, Turning Red. Now, it went directly to Disney+. The film essentially tackles a 13-year-old girl's struggles growing up and basically finding herself, and it's an extremely on-the-nose metaphor for puberty and what puberty entails for a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Every facet you could imagine. So I feel like Cam might have better things to say.
The
than
movie
me.
is called Turning Red. You can't get much more obvious than that, I feel like.
No, yeah. So basically the premise of this film is the girl, Mei Lin, I believe her name is. She turns into a giant red panda, which essentially...
She's becoming
her
a woman.
Puberty. Yeah, she's becoming a woman, and she definitely has familial conflict. Her relationship between her and her mother is at the core of this movie, and it's a toxic one, in my opinion.
Her mom is annoying. I'll say that right now. I don't like her mom.
Yeah, she's irritating from start to finish. She's a helicopter parent to the max. We see that pretty much on display throughout the entirety of the movie. Now, is this, compared to other Pixar movies, what do we think of Turning Red? It is a fine movie. It is not bad. I think Pixar's been on a little bit of a cold streak lately. I think Onward was the last fantastic movie they made. Soul and Luca were all right to bad, and this movie's just fine. It's not doing anything crazy, especially when it's compared to the rest of Pixar's catalog. It's an all right movie. To me, the coming-of-age vibes worked. I bought into her relationship with her friends and seeing the obsession with boy bands, because literally
I was about to say, that
One
spoke
Direction.
to me on a personal level, as someone who was 11, 12, 13, when One Direction was at the peak of their fandomness, this movie kind of hit home a little bit.
Watching this as a boy, it was a little less relatable, obviously, but I still knew people who are obsessed with One Direction in middle school like you. So, it's inescapable, and I think that the whole boy band craze is just a generational thing that we see tackled pretty well here. The movie's not perfect by any means. I think that the third act goes off the rails pretty wildly, to say the least.
It's really...
It's bizarre. I think this is the most bizarre Pixar movie.
Yeah. It gets really out of hand. I would say overall, the movie, it's entertaining. I don't know if I necessarily, be desperate to rewatch it like I would be with other Pixar movies. It's entertaining, though. And the third act, the mom, it's a whole thing. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's basically the culmination of... I'm not going to say what happens because I don't want to spoil the movie, but you can infer a movie about a daughter turning to a panda. Certain events surrounding that in the family, it comes to fruition in the third act, and it's bonkers. It is insane and almost removed me from the movie a little bit. This is way too much.
It was a lot.
Way too much for a Pixar movie.
I also just didn't like the mom at all, and making her redeemable was not for me.
I actually agree with that. I thought the mom was a little bit irredeemable.
I personally I have a great relationship with my mom. Mom, if you're watching this, love you. So I hate when I have to watch something that involves a bad relationship between a mom and a daughter, and then the daughter just forgives the mom all of a sudden. Because I couldn't. I've gotten in fights with my mom, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's a bad mother in my opinion. Is that a fair assessment?
She's just really helicoptery, and maybe this is just because I didn't grow up with, my parents aren't that helicoptery. They were for my mom was for a split second when I was I think 16, and I sat her down and I was you gotta stop, and thankfully she listened. But I am coming from a place where I don't know what it's like to have a helicopter parent, so.
I think that the nice balance though was the dad was the more normal parent.
Oh, I love.
And there's a really sweet scene with the dad and the main girl. That might be my favorite scene in the entire movie, where he kind of counterbalances it and reveals more truths about their parents growing up that were kind of hidden from her. So I felt like that was the most relatable aspect of the movie. The visuals, when it comes to Pixar, animation is always going to be fantastic. There were a few shots in particular where I was stunned by the animation. There was one where water was boiling and it just looked so freaking realistic. And again, the panda, it looked great as well.
There's going to be some great merch for this movie. I can tell you that right now.
Squishmallows?
Yeah. I'm thinking just the shirts.
Yeah, there's going to be good merch. Hell, the movie, a part of this movie is the kids making merch to raise money for a concert. So it's got, a good coming of age core. It's relatable to almost everyone, I would say. I know this is the discourse going around. Is this relatable to everyone? I think everyone grew up, so I think you can pull something from it, even watching it as a 22-year-old boy or man. You can pull things from it that you can relate to.
Mm-hmm. Even furries can relate to this movie. So
third act's a little crazy. It's not the best Pixar movie in my opinion, but it's definitely a little bit of a step up from what we've gotten lately, coming from someone who didn't like Soul or Luca that much. I think this is a somewhat step in the right direction. It's not remarkable, like you said. It's not one I'm going to go rewatch a ton. But you know what it did give us? it gave us a banger of a song.
Oh, that song slaps.
It
boy
does.
bands will always hit no matter what.
Valid. The standout, catchiest song here, I guarantee it'll be a TikTok trending audio. I really didn't think I was going to enjoy it. The marketing didn't sell me. I wasn't anticipating it as much as their Pixar's later film Lightyear that comes out this year. But Turning Red, sweet coming-of-age movie. I feel like younger kids will dig it. And compared to the later Disney animated films, I'd say it's the best we've gotten.
I feel like also sometimes Pixar movies are more fun to watch when you're watching them with somebody.
Yeah, probably. And it was a little on the nose, which kind of irritated me. Like literally so on the nose with the parallels to puberty that it's like we kind of we get it. You don't have to make it so obvious.
Doodling your crush's name in your notebook.
Yeah, like
I have a bunch of that in my diary from middle school.
Yeah. So Turning Red to me, if I had to give this one a score, I'm gonna go 3.25 out of 5 because it's better than a 3, but it's not a 3.5. So 3.25 out of 5.
I don't even really care enough to rate it.
You don't have to.
I'll log it in Letterboxd. I'll say watched.
Fair. Turning Red, I'd say it's worth watching at least once in your life.
It's fine. Throw it on.
You don't have to immediately go watch it this weekend, but if you have nothing else to do, it's an hour and a half. It's a sweet little Pixar movie.
If you like
it's
pandas.
harmless essentially, and it might bring back some bad memories from middle school if you were traumatized in middle school or something. But at the end of the day,
you can just say my name.
It's Pixar. What do you guys think of Turning Red? Let us know in the comments down below. Have you seen it? If you haven't, what are your expectations? What's your favorite standalone Pixar movie? I might have a video regarding that coming very soon. But thank you guys so much for watching. Check out Cam's social medias. They're all linked down below. And we're going to go listen to that song from Turning Red on a loop now.
Yeah.
Peace.